There's a quote by a famous hockey player that says, "We all have one past, but we all have many different futures um, sitting in front of us." And what that quote basically means is, when we're younger, at any specific point in time, we all have different paths in life that we could take, right? You have different jobs you could accept, different schools you can choose to go to, different people you can choose to be friends with, different locations you can hang around, right? There's certain things that we don't choose, but for the most part, at any specific point in time, even when you're a kid, even when you're a teenager, there's always, pretty much a lot of different paths you can take in life that will literally affect your future, right? But what the quote basically means is that we all have one past, right? We all have one past that is a result of all the decisions that we took in our past, right? Regardless of the circumstances you were born in, on a long enough time frame, your life ends up a result of all the decisions that you took, right? We all have that one past of that we forged with our own decisions, but we all can choose the future that we live in, right? Regardless of whatever you did in your past, you can still actively make a different decision to influence your future, right? So that's something to keep in mind, because some people have the tendency to dwell on the past, to think too much on the past. And it's worth noting that sometimes there isn't a reason to. If there's nothing good can result of it, then sometimes there's no point. Sometimes there are good things that can come out of thinking from the past, right? If you're reminiscing on a good memory, if you want to reconcile an old relationship with an old friend, right? And there's something there, it can still benefit you. It's not like there's no benefit, but sometimes people will just dwell on the past and they'll think, what if I didn't make this specific decision? Would I be here today? Maybe you wouldn't, but I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Because some things in life are literally to help you learn and to help you grow, right? So that's also something to keep in mind, right? A lot of people think we're on Earth just for a good time, and that's not necessarily true. We're here to learn and to grow. And through stressful experiences and through challenges, we get to learn and we get to grow. And that's part of the reason why I think that it's actually can be somewhat important in our life. So it's something to keep in mind, right? That we all have one past and that you can't really change that past, but you always have many different possible futures that will be influenced by the decisions you make today, the decisions you make tomorrow. So it's something to keep in mind. You can't change the past, but you can actively change what your future is going to be like.